It's me, Mario. Hello.
Preston can't play.
Peach is trapped in the walls.
I have to come in with high energy, and I have to keep high energy, otherwise I'm going to be sleepy, and everyone's going to know, and then they're going to hate the show, and then they're going to unsubscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Mario fans of all ages, welcome back to a very special, particularly special episode of Preston Can't Play. Though, one who's confused why today's so special, goddamn, that's both of us. It's Preston Black and Tom Mitchell, everybody. How's it hanging? Hope we don't all mind diving into the oil slick together.
I always thought that was a subtle nod to the Super Mario Brothers movie.
What would it be in reference to?
Have you seen the Super Mario Brothers movie?
Not in 1,000 years.
Oh, well,
when I was a wee little Taun.
The way that they go from Manhattan to the Mushroom Kingdom is through the shimmery wall.
The Stargate?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Stargate, but I'm imagining it looks like the pictures I've seen.
Yeah.
The GIFs, the Jeffreys.
Are there?
The Geffreys.
My
name is Geoffrey.
Are there gifts of Stargate?
Yeah, dude, there's GIFs of
I'm
everything.
gonna go this way. I like this way better.
Bet you there's a GIF of you on the internet somewhere.
Swing the beast. Look at the map. Look at the map, please.
Consult the map. Come on, Dora. We try and explore. Are you in a spider cave? Why do spiders live in a cave?
Yeah, I think this is actually the right way.
Okay. Those are pretty cute.
Yeah.
Have they ever come back? Mario still have horrifying four-legged spider friends?
I don't believe so. Oh, this is just a never-ending spider
Gotta get new
pit.
friends.
Yeah. Ugh, I wish I had a hole in the ground that just spit out new friends every time I ruined a relationship.
Every time I accidentally stomp on their head, it just try better this time.
I gambled and lost here. This was not actually the way I wanted to go. No, I didn't.
Well, you're here now.
It's true, so I'm gonna make the best of it.
Please do. If anyone can do, Preston, it's you.
Thanks. Oh, here we go. I want it.
Yeah, maps.
This'll do. We're in this world.
Together.
The Hazy Maze Cave.
We're in this world. It's a simulation. Nothing is real. You exist inside of a computer.
That's true. Those are all
Everything's
true
made
facts.
up.
So I was watching the Senate hearing
Okay.
with or I guess I don't know if it's a Senate hearing. Yeah, I think it's with the Blasey Ford woman about Kavanaugh.
Okay.
Some shit, man.
I'm not familiar with what happened.
Oh, have you not heard
Any highlights?
Any of this? Or
I mean, I know-
are you familiar with what's going on?
I know Kavanaugh's a piece of shit.
Yep.
Going for Supreme Court.
Yep.
What am I missing?
Oh, so I'm afraid I can't remember her name, but it was like Dr. Blasey Ford, the woman who initially came forward with allegations of sexual misconduct in the form of an alleged attempted rape.
Okay.
Where the fuck is this? Oh, I don't remember. And she's in a hearing today to determine A, the legitimacy of her claim, and B, like, how much it pertains to Kavanaugh, and, you know, if and how much it will affect his confirmation
Okay.
as a Supreme Court judge. I was watching it before you arrived.
But we live in a dystopian hellscape right now, so...
Yeah. It's hard to say. I mean, she's making a pretty convincing case. And hopefully that's not just my, like, biased perception, because I believe her off the bat.
Right.
So I'm trying to watch it objectively.
But it's hard watching a bunch of old white guys being like, what's the matter, boys are boys?
Well, that's sort of the interesting angle here, in that the Republican side, swimming beast, yeah, okay, is all, old white dudes.
Yeah.
And they, rather than questioning her themselves, they have hired a lawyer.
Okay.
To ask her to question her on their behalf. So,
this is adorable.
Yeah. So it's
Not the court shit, but
right.
this.
Yeah. Yeah. Is a sweetheart. So the Democratic senators are getting their time, and they're all addressing her very respectfully and asking her questions that are sort of more like supporting her narrative.
Okay.
And none of the Republican senators are addressing her directly. They've worked with this prosecutor. And all of the time that they would be allotted, she's taking.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's unique. I'll leave it for us. So this is this way. But it's interesting to see how it plays out, because oftentimes throughout the process, she'll be in the middle of a line of questioning.
What the
Sweet.
fuck is happening?
I dove across that pit and then I accidentally bounced off the wall and into the pit.
That was fucked up.
Yeah, it was bullshit. She'll have to the commentators on CNN which is the feed that I was watching, only because that was the one that I first saw, were saying that it seemed like she'd be on a line of questioning and starting to gain some kind of traction towards sort of the point that she was arriving at, and then she'll have to stop because that time will end, and they'll go to a Democratic senator, and then so she keeps having to stop her questioning for someone else to speak, and so it's kind of disjointed, and it's I don't think it doesn't seem to be playing out in quite the way that I think the Republicans thought it would. But to this woman, I can't remember what her name is, this prosecutor, that was concerned because she's a prosecutor who specializes in sex crimes, but she's super conservative. So there was worries that the questioning that she was going to give were going to have a pretty heavily conservative bias.
Yeah.
Now, the purpose of these proceedings is to probe this woman.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not in a way that's disrespectful, but in a way that they need to
thoroughly understand.
They need to dig into the situation and be able to. I'm fucking this up. And be able to analyze her story. And they need to be able to ask questions. So, I think from what I had seen, to the Republican prosecutor's credit, she's been very, very respectful. They have not been berating this woman or treating her with a tremendous amount of disrespect or anything like that, which is kind of nice to see. But that leads me to this thought that I think what is gonna have to remain to be seen is in my eyes,
scrape right off.
Yeah,
This is like the gum on its shoe.
This is kind of a bullshit stage. Or start again. In my eyes, she has Ford. She's really painted a pretty convincing picture. I mean, there's not, even if you weren't just immediately inclined to just take her at her word.
Yeah.
I think like her testimony is pretty rock solid. I don't think there's really any holes in it.
Okay.
So it sort of seems like they're kind of, in a way, they're sort of grasping at straws on things that can like make her seem less valid. And I mean, it's really like little things that they're trying to, like one of the things that they sort of latched onto was that she initially had denied I don't want to say refused because I don't know if that's really the right word, but she initially didn't want to take part in this Senate hearing because she said she is afraid to fly and she didn't want to have to fly to DC, and she didn't think that they would accommodate that by traveling to California where she lives.
Okay.
Which in the hearing when that came out they said they would have, and that in fact they had felt that they had made that clear. And as far as I could tell, it was sort of like an issue that was up for debate as to whether or not that had been made clear or not.
Okay.
And it might come down to that her lawyers hadn't properly communicated that to her, but that's attorney-client privilege, so
Yeah.
it's sort of almost neither here nor there. But for her personal life, she flies all the time. So now Republicans are like Don. I heard even over the course of the feed when they were on break, the CNN pundits were saying that Donald Trump Jr. had already tweeted, like, if she's so afraid to fly, then like why does she fly so much? Like, why does she have a selective fear of flight and stuff? And she sort of made mention in her testimony that, you know, her job requires her to fly occasionally, and she flies to see her family once a year, but she has a lot of hobbies. Like, she's really into like surfing and stuff, I guess.
Okay.
And she flies for that, and she was like, well, it's easier for me to convince myself to fly when it's not for something that's incredibly painful.
Yeah.
So, but that's sort of like, but see, that's not like a real thing. That shouldn't, it's just they're trying to not necessarily poke holes in her story, which is, for all I can tell, pretty rock solid. Is that they're trying to make her out to have exaggerated or to be a tool of the Democratic Party.
Just make her seem unreliable somehow.
Exactly. Yeah, they're an aspect of their case, the Republicans, is that they're trying to make her seem like she was put up to this, and that she had initially denied wanting to take part in the hearing because her story wouldn't hold up or something. Anything to make her seem like an unreliable source of information.
Gotcha.
You know.
Oh my god, you almost fucked yourself.
I know. But it's interesting because I'm curious to see, because everything I had seen up to that point, which was right before you got here, is that she just like is A+ing her testimony.
Yeah.
She's unsure enough about what to say that she doesn't seem rehearsed.
Yeah.
She remembers the important details and very little of the context of the event, which is common in both like recalling traumatic incidents like that, but also in just like memory. Like, and even one of the Democratic senators was like, I can tell you about stuff that happened to me in high school. I couldn't tell you what day it was or what was going on, but I can tell you like specific incidences.
Yeah.
So it's pretty common, and I'm thinking about it, and like, yeah, I can remember stuff that happened to me, but I can't always remember who was present for it, or like exactly what the context was, or what happened before or after, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's all within like reasonable logic. It all makes sense, the stuff that she can't recall. And so I'm curious to see if there's really like if it ends up being a situation where there's just like no way that you can deny that what she's saying is accurate and true. What are they gonna do? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm waiting to see, are they gonna be so bold as to be like, all right, well, like, I guess there's no real denying that it happened,
But whatever.
But fuck you, you know, like that doesn't change. Because the whole thing is, I mean, I don't think there's any way that this could objectively prevent Kavanaugh from being confirmed.
Right.
I think the issue is to make a case where where enough senators won't confirm it. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Like, you can't say, like, nothing will happen here, it's not a legal proceeding, to make him ineligible, right, for the position.
Right.
It's just, like, convincing enough people to not go along with it. So it's entirely possible that everyone could agree, all right, yeah, this is a thing.
Fuck?
This is a thing, and he totally, like, tried to rape this woman, but that's not an automatic disqualifier, so let's still go through with it.
Not technically against the rules.
Yeah, and that would be, like, the most bold, like, just
Gross.
giant middle finger to the entire country.
Yeah.
You know? Of just like, oh, we actually don't give a shit about the rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's my rant. I felt like I wanted to bring that up and talk about it. I didn't know how much you had been following
Oh no, I appreciate the info.
this case, yeah.
But we got this star at long last.
Yeah, we
what
sure
a journey
did.
it was in that
Yeah,
room.
oof, that was bullshit.
Do you want to hop into a new room next time?
This is episode 4, yes?
Yeah.
So we're pretty much done.
That's what I'm saying. Next time.
Yeah. Next time. All right, that's it for Hazy Maze Cave. So next time I'll do I can't remember what it's called, but we'll move on to the, like, pyramid-y desert.
Oh, cool. I haven't seen much of that, actually.
Yeah, that's a fun one in aspects, and get some stars there. And then I think after that it'll be the next Bowser.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, well, try and get through this game a little bit quicker than we were before.
Yeah.
Move on to some fun things.
Moving to a brisker pace.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Right. Yeah, thanks
See you
guys.
guys next time.
Thanks for watching, and I hope that talking about politics isn't too divisive. I don't think we have so many followers that I'm worried about, like, starting a fight or anything.
Right.
But also, like, if you think that whole thing is bullshit and that it's unfounded and support Kavanaugh, feel free to unsubscribe. Bye, everybody.
Also, fuck cops.
Pressing and play. Continue.